Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're dropping in for the first time, and we are, of course, back to continue this Maserati F1 Manager 24 series as we are at the iconic Spa today. It's the Belgian Grand Prix, and it marks round 13 out of 19. So we will have 6 races left after this one, and we're trying to chase down Max Verstappen, of course. So as you'll see, we're looking pretty good for that because we've nailed a 1-2. Now, we got a bit lucky because Q3 was very wet. It was just switching to inters, and the 2 Red Bulls, who are quicker than us, Lawson and Verstappen, they went out a little bit too early on their final run, so they didn't get the best of the track. We did, and it's allowed us to nail a 1-2. So I still think Red Bull have got the pace. We're a little bit lucky in Q3. Hopefully, they get bogged down in some traffic because I believe they are starting 7th and 8th. But it's P1 for Colapinto. He got a toe of Antonelli, so he puts it on pole. But of course, Antonelli is the man that can chase down Max Verstappen. So at some point, we will need to ask Colapinto to move aside for Kimi Antonelli, because Kimi Antonelli really is the only one that can challenge Max for this Drivers' Championship. So Colapinto will get some team orders. But as you can also see in the strategy here, we've got a bit of wet weather, interchangeable conditions. We're starting on the softs, then inters, then back to the softs. And we can look at it here on the track graph. You can see it's going to start off dry for the first 3 laps. Then we're going to get some rain from around about lap 3 to 4. And it will switch to inters for the next sort of 25 to 30 laps. And then it's going to dry out and we'll finish on the softs again. So it's going to be soft into softs. Now, we did have a scenario in Canada where it's a little bit like this, and some of the grid started on inters, but it was still a bit wet. It did at least start a little bit wet, but 0.8. I don't think any of the AI will start on inters because it's such a long lap round Spa. 3 laps on inters when it's dry will absolutely wreck your race. So I'm expecting all the grid to be on softs at the start here, but we will soon see. But I hope you're all doing well. As always, if you're dropping in live or if you're catching up on demand, hope you've had a good weekend, ready for the weekend. Well, let's get started then as we commence this one. Let me just double check we've got all this set up. We have. So yeah, I think we're ready to go. As we lock out the front row then, Kimi Antonelli will start P2 and Franco Colapinto P1.
Well then.
Yes, hope you're all doing well in the chat. Who's jumping in nice and early? And of course, as always, if you are jumping in, you haven't already, do smash that like button, spam away. That like button really does help me out. I say, hope you've had a good week. And wishing you a very good weekend. Well, there we go. There is our Maserati car. 1-2 for this one. And let's see how we go then.
Get ready. It's the Belgian Grand Prix.
So hopefully our drivers have a nice clean start. We don't want them squabbling and crashing into one another, that's for sure. As the 5 lights are held for a little while, but both Maseratis get away. And a safe Verstappen B7, Lawson B8. The Red Bulls who we're competing with. And Antonelli might get the jump on his teammate early on. He doesn't though. And we are going to have to ask Colapinto to let Antonelli pass at some point during this race, because Antonelli really is the only man who can chase down Verstappen. Verstappen has remained P7, Lawson P8 at the start here. And as expected, everyone is on those soft tyres. So it's literally a sprint on those softs. And is Antonelli going to move past Franco here? If he does, I don't really want to ask him to move past yet.
Do your best.
Gasly up to P3 in the Aston Martin. Yeah, we do need to get Antonelli past Colapinto here. But it's got to be the right moment. We do need to create a bit of a pit stop gap as well, actually, chat, because, of course, if we double stack, Franco's going to lose out. So what we've got to do here, engineer a move, and then also get Colapinto to back up the pack. So that's what we're going to try and do. What I'll probably do, rather than ask Colapinto to move out of the way, I'll do a bit of harvesting. But this has been a perfect start so far. 1-2. Verstappen's still in P7, so we've got to build this gap whilst the Red Bulls are down the field. Alright, so what I want to do here is ask Colapinto to harvest, and there goes Kimi Antonelli. He's making the move, and that's exactly what we wanted him to do. So Kimi Antonelli takes the lead of this race. Now we'll ask Colapinto not to fight his teammate. This is the order we need them in. And now Antonelli needs to pull away. DRS enabled. Colapinto's got Pierre Gasly all over him because we were harvesting there. Did we get the DRS? Don't think we will. So this might be a little bit problematic for Franco. Because they're all going to have DRS behind us. And the McLaren looks like he might get an easy run on the inside. Yeah, Colapinto's just been eaten alive there. He's losing 3 positions. That's very poor from Franco. We didn't help him out really there, but we kind of needed to do that in a way, not to lose the positions. But we needed this gap for the double stack. But ideally, we didn't want to. We kept on harvest too long there. We needed to do that. Needed to start harvesting at this part of the track where it's a little bit harder to overtake, of course. But that's fine. He's still ahead of the Red Bulls. As this is not Formula 1, it's F1 Manager 24. Yeah, Colapinto really a bit slow now, though. Needs to get back up to speed here. Antonelli's got a 2.3 second gap, though. This is exactly what he needs. He's broken the DRS. Perfect stuff, this is. This is working out perfectly. Gasly P2. He's not the fastest car on the track in an Aston Martin. As I say, that wet Q3 has really mixed up the grid. And this is helping Kimi Antonelli stretch the gap. What can Colapinto do? Can he get a couple of these back here? It's getting very tight. He's trying to look on the inside. The McLaren of Piastri's on the inside. We've now got an Audi on our outside. Don't lose another position here. But he is Franco Colapinto. Battling, not working too well for him there. And he's actually lost out again. Gasly's holding on to P2. But as I say, Antonelli has got a 3-second gap as Magnussen's now into P2 in his RB. Verstappen's still in P7, but he is now the car behind of Franco Colapinto. And it has started to rain. The rain is here. DRS now for Franco. Lawson's got a mechanical fault in his Red Bull. That's good for us. Max Verstappen only 4.2 seconds off the lead of this race, so he's still in this. Is this the first season? This is our 3rd season. We're in 2027, BD. Gasly catching up a bit now we've stopped deploying.
Overtake available.
So let's just push again on that overtake. Don't want to use too much of the battery up early on here, but looks like we might have to do a little bit more. I never even got to the 2nd season. Oh no, really? Yeah, this is our 3rd season. 3rd season in Maserati. Right, the gap is 2.6. They are closing on us. Not sure why they're closing quite quickly. Teo, how much is this? I think it's between 20 to 30 euros, pounds, dollars in that margin, depending where you're from. Haven't checked what the latest price is, but that's typically how much it is. Colapinto has got Max Verstappen behind, but Max can't make the move. So it is raining, but it's not wet enough yet for the Inters. Oh, why is Gasly suddenly going so quick? This is frustrating me. Where's that pace coming from? I have to use a bit more battery. There's nothing more we can do. We're pushing on the tyres, pushing on the fuel. I can't see how Gasly would have so much more battery than us, unless he's absolutely depleting it. Kai, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you're well. But yeah, this is frustrating. We had a nice 3.5 second gap. It's now down to 2 seconds. And my concern is Max Verstappen, because Max is only 3.7 off the lead of this race. And we need to try and beat Max Verstappen today. And Sky, thanks for the follow. Super appreciated. So the rain is falling. It's not that hard though, so I think it's going to take a couple of laps until we need to pit here. Colapinto started P1. We allowed Antonelli to go. We harvested a bit, and that did lose out some time for Franco. So he's got to try and work that back. But if we can keep Max behind, that'll be a big plus. This will be live standings. Max currently leads, but look at the gap we'd take out of him. That's not going to happen because Max is not going to finish 7th. Max, I would expect to be on for a podium here. But we need to try and beat Max with Kimi Antonelli at least here. As fastest lap of the race set by Kevin Magnussen in his RB. So the AI were having a little bit of a push there as Hadjar looks to be the first in on intermediate tyres. I would expect be a madman if he's staying on dry tyres for another lap. So we should see some inters going on to Isaac Hadjar, who's in the Alpine this year. And there we go. So he is the first man in then. Hadjar pits. That seems a little bit too early for us. The gap is 1.8. I'm not enjoying this gap. I don't know why the AI have got such good pace, to be fair, because that's an RB behind us. But they are still benefiting from DRS at the moment. BD, I'm trying to do a BMW story using Horizon Phoenix Star. I just can't keep up with the car development. Car development, main things I'd say is focus on underfloors, front wings, and cornering speed. Always focus on the cornering speed. They're the main things you want to focus on. Always use one engineer. As the longer a project takes, you get more expertise. So, do one engineer on an underfloor and then follow it up with another underfloor design. If you go to my profile there on TikTok, in the bio there's a YouTube link, and under the playlist,
But this is what happened.
as Colapinto has got an overtake done, so let's have a look at this first. On the Audi,
Give it a go.
slipstreaming with the McLaren, and that's got Colapinto back in to P5. But yeah, in my profile on TikTok, in the bio, there's a YouTube link. Head over to there. In the playlist, there is tips and guides. One of them is on car development. So if you want help with developing the car, check that out. Lala, J. Normans, thanks for the follows. Much appreciated. Hope you're both well. Right, I'm coming in this lap. I'm going to pit with both drivers this lap. The pits are going to be very busy, though. And this... I don't know where Colapinto's going to find a gap to get out. That's the only issue. Antonelli, sorry. Because he's going to be held here. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Getting out. Oh, no. Oh, he has found a gap. He has found a gap. He kills a few Ferraris. Ferrari staff there. Colapinto there. Where's he finding a gap? Oh, my God. This is a nightmare. No one can get out. No one can get out. The Red Bulls are being double stacked. So is the Ferrari. It's absolute carnage. Antonelli's out on his way. What is that? I don't know what's happened. Where's Colapinto coming out? He's down to 10th by the looks of it. Antonelli's got a 2.5 second lead, but the Red Bulls have been absolutely butchered there. What on earth happened there in the pits? British Empire, hello. Finley, hello. Hope you're both doing well. British Empire, thanks for the follow. The pits were absolute mayhem there. So, what it all means for Antonelli, he still leads the race. Colapinto has lost 4 positions, but it has put Verstappen down to 14th, our title rival, and Lawson in the other Red Bull 18th. K-Max P2, Gasly's 4th, Sonoda and Audi 5th, Ocon in a Haas is 7th, and 2 Alpines 10th and 11th. This grid is all over the place. And Franco Colapinto has got Hadjar, who was the first to pit. That's worked out for him because the pits were so busy. Hadjar's gone from, I don't know where he was when he did pit, but obviously he came out last and he's up to 10. How's the season going? The season is going pretty well. We're fighting for the Drivers' Championship with Max. Max got about a 30-point lead, and we lead the Constructors by a handful of points over the Red Bulls. So it's tight on both fronts. What a strategy with AI, with Hadjar. Yeah, that was a nice little move from Hadjar. It was too early, but because the pits were so busy, he's really benefited from that. And obviously his tyres are up to temp here, and he's really pushing Franco Colapinto. I'm just going to use a bit of battery. But this has worked out perfectly for Kimi Antonelli. He needs to try and take points off Max. I fully expect Max to come back later in this race. as Hadjar has a look. But for now, this is a perfect scenario for Kimi Antonelli. Leads the race by 2.3 seconds. Fee, no, it's not real. As British Empire say, it's game. It's F1 Manager 24.
Here we are, going into turn 9. Just a bit too wide at that point, and they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there because that won't do it any good.
If you can, try to push a bit more.
Copy.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Overtake available.
Copy. Just a lot of confidence.
Do your best, man. Behind you have Magnussen. Try to cool down as much as possible.
Copy. Okay, copy.
Okay to push on tires. Yellow head.
Copy.
Nothing at this point. That's the moment they lose it. And there'll be words had after this, I'm sure.
Keep focus on your race now. Gasly behind. He is 4 seconds behind. And overtake available.
Copy.
Try to close the gap with the car ahead. You're doing a good job. Try to cool down a bit more your tires.
Copy.
Mode attack, mode attack. You're ready to push forward side.
Yeah. Copy, copy. Copy. Copy.
try to cool down as much as possible.
Copy.
Full push.
Copy.
take a closer look. Right, let's have a look as we go into turn 4. Can they squeeze by? And Perez completes.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy. Copy.
Maximum cooling level.
It's just a lot of confidence.
No problem. No.
Sweet.
We should try to close a bit more the gap there. Good job.
Okay.
Try to cool down a bit more on your tires.
Copy.
I've just realised I've been on mute for about 20 minutes, so thanks for saying that. I've been shouting out everyone. I've responded to you twice. I wondered what was going on. So my fantastic commentary, no one's heard. So sorry, chat. Everyone's been jumping in and it's been quiet. But here we go. Anyway, I'm back, Eviewed. Hopefully you can hear me. Sorry, buddy. I had responded to you a couple of times. I am very well, buddy. How are you? Yes, Robert, you did say, and I did respond to you as well. So, sorry, chat. I am here. I've been talking to myself clearly for the past 20 minutes. So welcome. And I've been saying thanks to all the follows. So if you're still in the chat and you follow, thank you. I have been shouting out your names, but you haven't been hearing me. This is what you have when you have children. They interrupt your fun and you have to mute the mic and then you forget to put it back on. So sorry, chat. But anyway, Antonelli leads. As we've been saying, Colapinto's been doing a mega job on Verstappen. We need to score points on Verstappen here today. And he's now 23 seconds off the leader of the race. So we don't want a safety car because Antonelli is going to score big points on him today. Piastri continues to fight for the lead of this race. Ali, thanks for the follow. When did Russell go to Ferrari? This is 2027 in F1 Manager, and he has arrived in Ferrari in 2027.
Our window is open.
You just can hear you now. I'm good to hear, buddy. Good to hear. I'm glad I'm coming through loud and clear now. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda then in P3. Will Yuki Tsunoda be on the grid though in 2026 in real life? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Is Yuki Tsunoda going to be on the grid in 2026? See, at Red Bull looks unlikely. Will he go back to RB? Or will he have no place on the grid next year, poor Yuki? Alright, Colapinto, we're going to balance out there. Verstappen's just got back past him. So Verstappen again continues this battle with Franco. I'd say they haven't really closed in on Ocon. We've been trying. And Verstappen gets it done then. Can we continue this battle? What year is this? We're in 2027. We've got a yellow flag. Oh, Porcher, don't be a... That's still a yellow. He's going to get going again. I thought he was stopped. That would have been a red flag.
Copy.
Was it Albon? Sorry, have I just completely looked at the wrong car there? Sorry, it's Alex Albon, it looks like. Oh, Porcher was next to him. Alex Albon, then a spin. Right, what's the weather saying here? Colapinto's got back past Verstappen. So these two continue their battle.
There's the opening.
And there we go, Franco. Back into P8. Right, track level. So, yeah, as I say, what we're looking at here is the level of dampness. It's currently 1.48. It's dropping all the time, chat. So once this reaches 0.80, that's kind of when we want to box. Yuki, I reckon, will be on the grid because Horner is not at Red Bull. Well, I don't know. I don't know where Yuki's going to be. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him. Right, Colapinto and Max continue their battle. Colapinto's used a lot of tyre life on this stint though. Max has kept his tyres good. It's going to help while this track is drying out. And here comes Piastri again on Antonelli, but nothing he can do. Yeah, their tyre life is similar. They got 9 seconds on Gasly, so those two have got nice clean air to stop into. Just thinking with Franco, it might be worth the risk jumping in the pits a little bit earlier with Franco. But this is the live championship standings then. So Max currently leads. He's going to take more than 2 points. But if it finished how it is right now, Kimi Antonelli would be within 10 points of him. So we would take that indeed. Let's say, I think Max has still got a chance to get to even P3 in this race, especially when it dries out after these next pit stops. So Max is still one to watch. What's the track level? It is 1.28, so we've got to think about soft tyres shortly. Soon, Alejandra, Vlada, thanks for the follows. Wilder, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Is a game? Yes, this is F1 Manager 24. And if you are jumping into the stream and you haven't already, do spam that like button. Super appreciated, really helps me out. And here comes Max Verstappen yet again. I don't know how many times he's overtaken Colapinto. Oh, Colapinto just left the door open there, but These two have overtaken each other about 5-6 times in this race so far. Tyres will start to burn up as this track dries out, but we're okay at the minute actually. We'd probably attack. 1.17, probably a little bit too early this lap. It's not drying out very quickly, I'd say. But I would like to get the jump on Max Verstappen, really, with Franco. Try to undercut him. Laya, Cam, and Yayo, thanks for the follows. Yeah, I think it's just going to be too early, this lap, though. I'm thinking about Franco, but I think it's just going to be a little bit too early. Yeah, I think next lap. Definitely with Franco. Too early this lap. Right, Kimi Antonelli, with his old pal Piastri, been following him around for near enough the majority of this race. Piastri's had good pace in that McLaren. As I don't think here in 2027 a car other than a Maserati or Red Bull have won a race. I'm pretty sure on that. But it could be a McLaren that wins today, as the track officially changes to dry conditions. So what that does mean is Piastri will now get DRS when it's enabled. It'll be enabled next lap. But here comes Franco Colapinto on Max Verstappen, and say these two have been overtaking each other all day. Max will be sick of the sight of Franco. Franco doing a Perez 2021 job in Abu Dhabi here, helping his teammate. But we want to pit this lap. And it might even be that we get Antonelli in this lap as well. I think we do. Yeah, I think we get them both in this lap.
As much as possible now.
Let's get them both in this lap. I think this is the moment.
Box is up.
Box.
Use overtake.
Yeah, it'll be this lap. Let's get them in. Will Piastri jump into the pits as well? I think he will. It's right. It's the right moment. Yeah, Piastri, and I think the pit lane is about to get very busy again. This should be our final stop of the day then. Antonelli about to go onto the soft tyres. 1.9 second stop. He's being held for Piastri though. Why? Why did we hold for Piastri? I'm not sure, but we've given Piastri the lead of this race. And now the pit lane, as I say, is going to get very, very busy. Verstappen doesn't pit. Verstappen has tried the opposite to Franco then. That is very interesting indeed. Here comes Franco. He's being held, but there is a gap. That's okay.
Piastri. You.
So Verstappen, is he the only one that stayed out? No, K-Mag stayed out. Verstappen, Perez, there's some that have stayed out, but that seems pretty mad to me. Alright, and Piastri leads the race then.
We need to increase slightly a bit more the lift.
Rogelio, thanks for the gift, much appreciated. Yes, this is F1 Manager 24 Eto.
What's that?
Mixture Max had a pit stop issue. Jaheen, thanks for the follow. Estefanis, thanks for the follow. Sorry if I'm butchering that. And it's Sammy, thanks for the follow. So Colapinto out in P9. He's lost out to Perez there, have we? Yeah, no, Perez. Yeah, Perez has not stopped. That's why. So we'll get Perez back. Yeah, these inters, surely that's just not going to work. Verstappen gaining on Gasly, though, is he? Gasly stopped, though, hasn't he? Yeah. Let's just have a look at Verstappen, then. This can be interesting to see where he comes out. He stayed out an extra lap on the inters. He's losing time now to Gasly, though. Ferrari are back market to a customer of their own engine in this game. Yeah, Ferrari having an absolute stinker here today. Although Leclerc in P10, he's benefited, I think, from coming in. K-Mag pits then. He's getting those inters off. It looks like Piastri's got a good chance of winning this race. Right, we'll have a look at Verstappen then. Stayed out an extra lap on the inters. Hopefully, Colapinto will undercut him. Where will Verstappen come out? This could be a big day for Kimi Antonelli in this Drivers' Championship. Perez in as well. There's Colapinto. There's Verstappen. He will cut this first corner, of course, but Colapinto is gone. He's getting up to speed now out of this corner. But Verstappen is not a million miles off. Verstappen will be very quickly onto the gearbox, I feel, of Colapinto. So Verstappen, I don't think he's gained anything from that, to be fair. Well, he hasn't gained anything. He's lost, but he hasn't lost too much either. He's probably lost about 2 seconds, so he's got an extra lap of tyre life, though. So Verstappen is still going to be dangerous. Where can Verstappen get here? He's 2 seconds off us, then it's 7 seconds. Hopefully, he can't get any further than the top 6. That would be good. Fleur, Juan, Heidi, Fade, or Jay, sorry, thanks for the follows, much appreciated. Flying Dutchman, hello, how's it going? Hope you're well. Right, so whilst we've got a couple of gaps, we will just forward on chat, as we always do. We watch most of the track action, but whilst there's gaps, we forward on. And if you're not already, make sure to follow or subscribe. And if you do me a massive favour, like the video. But we'll jump back on board probably when when Verstappen arrives on Franco Colapinto, which is going to be about now, and he's going to have DRS. So again, we'll try and continue this battle with Max, but I don't think there's going to be too much we can do, especially when he opens that DRS. He's going to be coming past us. He's got 2% more tyre life. Max is going to have the pace now at this phase of the race, and here he comes, storming past us. And Max Verstappen into P7 now. He's 6 seconds off K-Mag, but he's 13 seconds off P5. I'm hoping he can't get any further than P5, but there's now a couple of issues for both Tsunoda and K-Mag. So we'll wait and see on that. Piastri leads by 2.5, and that gap's not really changing. So I think Piastri might have this race in the bag. We'll wait and see. Flying Dutchman, I'm going to follow you. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the follow. Fleur, there's something I needed between race weekends. Yes, indeed. British Empire, you're doing more races after this. Just the one race today. But if you are watching on TikTok or Twitch, you can head to my profile in the bio, click the YouTube link, and you can watch every race in this Maserati series in our Maserati playlist. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, do subscribe and check out that playlist. I think we're up to about 50 episodes now in this series. So if you want to check those all out, head over, subscribe, and start from episode 1. Colapinto, we're just trying to use a bit of battery, try and stay with Max Verstappen in the DRS. We're just about there. If Max can drag us up the field to K-Mag, we'll take that. My fear is if K-Mag can get to Tsunoda, he'll be close to a podium. And he's absolutely flying, is Max. So, yeah, not ideal this, but let's see what Colapinto can do. A bit of battery. Look how strong the toe is here. DRS is going to open here. We're already alongside. DRS open now. Oh, Max covers us off though. That's slightly naughty. As is the way with Max, but we're on the inside. And Max is going to fight it, but he's pushed to the inside. Doesn't like that. And what we'll do is we'll just hold him up a bit, I think. Got to play the team game. We're going to get more points than Red Bull anyway today, so we can sacrifice Colapinto a little bit. Max will probably find a move into here. He'll try to anyway, but we're just going to try and hold him up a little bit. His progress. Antonelli's dropped 3 seconds off Piastri. So yeah, Piastri looking good for the race win. We'll see what we can do with Antonelli later in the race. Piastri has used a little bit more tyre life than us, though, at least, so that might be an advantage at the end. Oh, we're on harvest here. We're really trying to hold Max up, because we want Max to score as few points as possible today to give Kimi Antonelli a chance in the Drivers' Championship. And I'd prefer Max to get us here, in all honesty, because we'll take the second DRS, but no, Max is forced out wide again. His DRS is open. There we go. That should work nicely, because we'll get the DRS again now. Although we lost a bit of traction out of there. A little bit further back this time round, but we will get the DRS now. We're getting a lovely slipstream again. DRS open now. Now we start to gain. Now we start to gain. Franco Colapinto has a look at the inside. He's going to send it. He's going to send it. And Max Verstappen again is pushed to that inside. And again, we'll put Harvest on. We'll throw the anchor out a little bit. And we'll slow him up. And this is stumping Max's progress. He's still 5.5 seconds off K-Mag. And he's 13, 14 seconds off Sonoda. So 14 seconds with 12 laps remaining. That seems like a tall order to me. So I think we are restricting Max to a maximum of P5 hopefully here today. P6, sorry. Which would be good. Would be very good. Antonelli dropping a little bit further off Piastri. We'll give him a bit of an aggressive push on the tyres.
Try to increase your pace.
Casimir, Tom, thanks for the follow. Super appreciated. Yeah, Max really struggling to overtake, isn't he? He's not enjoying this. We are. We're absolutely loving this with Franco. Franco Colapinto, by the way, is leaving the team, and you'll see that in our episodes on YouTube. But here comes Max Verstappen. Let's get a bit of traction out of there. So Max regains. Oh, he's pushed a little bit further down the road there. Again, we're using battery. But yeah, Franco has chosen to leave the team. He's going to drive for Mercedes next year as Colapinto. Can't win the Drivers' Championship really now, so he's doing a defensive job, trying to help Antonelli in the fight against Max here. And again, DRS is open. We're going to that inside again. Max really doesn't want to see us coming past him again. But I think he's starting to get used to it, because here goes Franco Colapinto yet again. But Max, oh, Max has got better traction out of there. Max saw it coming this time. We're going to have to stay on deployment and keep pushing this. Still on the inside. Max, I think, has got this at the moment. The Dutchman then read it this time. Can we stay with him through this lap, though? We're going on the inside here. Max won't want to see that either. And we're going to get him again. Franco Colapinto is loving this battle. And there's still 5 seconds off K-Mag, so K-Mag will be enjoying it as well. I've just noted Haas, Ocon is no longer in the points. Haas yet to score all season, and he's not going to score now, is he? Which is a shame. Franco Colapinto doing it around Schumacher and leaving the team. Yes, indeed. Tom Boala, Drone Show, Brian, thanks for the follows. It is a race now. It's F1 Manager 24, though. Right, is Max going to send it again on the inside? No. We're going to harvest out of here, though. Hope Max gets past us, because we like having that DRS out of here. Or if we give Max... No, we will get the DRS. Nice. Nice indeed, that is. We haven't chosen to push on the battery, though, out of there. It might come back to bite us. And Max retains the position then. We're back 99, Ralph Schumacher, Damien Hill at Spa. You viewed, yes. If I'm thinking correctly, wasn't that when Ralph Schumacher was a little bit upset with the team because Ralph was pushing to win the race on his teammate Damien Hill, but the team imposed some team orders and said, no, you're to hold position, Ralph. I think I've got that correct, if that's the one I'm thinking of. Well, Antonelli, we have been pushing for a couple of laps, but he's not really getting that much closer to Piastri, so I think Piastri's got us covered. But Colapinto...
No lift off.
Copy.
You viewed. And get in with the super sticker. Thank you, buddy, as always. Super appreciated, buddy. Loving that. Enjoy your weekend. I will with that. Thank you. Colapinto back on the inside, but this time he's giving the DRS away to Max Verstappen. So, what's our tyre life saying? We've got 5% on Max here. Max lost a lot of time there, but he'll get the DRS. I think next time we get past Max, I might even try push with Franco here, because they're now 13 seconds off Tsunoda. I don't think Max is going to make that. They can see K-Mag. I don't think Max is getting there, is he? No. Oh, is he? Oh, he had a late look. Right, let's just push on with Franco. Can we even break the DRS to Max? I doubt it, but let's have a look. We've got, let's say, 6% tyre life to use on him now. I'd say he's got 5% on Piastri. Let's have a little bit of a push with Kimi. He's got 8 seconds to Gasly, Kimi, so it's worth a go.
Copy.
Oh, yeah, that was it, yeah. I mean, this must be the worst thing for a driver. You can see you can win a race, you've got the pace, and then your team says, no, you're not overtaking. Try one of my co-races. Oh, UV, that sounds miserable, so hopefully you're not short-staffed, but that might be a tough one. Miguel and Miriam Hernandez. Sorry if I'm butchering that, but thanks for the follows. Right, this trying to push is not working, is it? Max is not going anywhere. Let's go back to neutral on the tyres. We're 4 seconds off K-Mag. K-Mag's tyres aren't too bad at 72%, you know. Verstappen will have the DRS, so you've got to expect to get past us here.
You can have some lift off.
Copy.
Well, Max not looking like he's going to make the move here. And he doesn't, just sits behind us there. So it's... yeah, 3.8. Antonelli is getting closer to Piastri. What's the tyre life here? 69. We can push a little bit. Antonelli set the fastest lap of the race. Can we get into the DRS? We will get a slipstream now. I mean, Max might be getting past Colapinto, but this would be for a race lead. I don't think we got DRS, but we are going to get a slipstream here. I think we'll be too far back to do anything. But now we are back in contention.
Yes.
For this race, we do get DRS. And I'm going to go light and top up, chat. I'm going to try and be patient with Kimi. Try and build a tyre advantage, stay in that DRS, and try and win this race now with Kimi Antonelli. There's a great chance for Kimi. Suddenly pulled the pace out there where he needed to. Right, here's Max Verstappen. Going to get back past us then. Let's go back to standard with Colapinto. But yeah, Magson's 10 seconds off Tsunoda, so Verstappen isn't finishing any better than P6 here. It's going to be a big day for Kimi Antonelli. There goes Verstappen for now. Does he know? Franco Colapinto just will not let Max Verstappen have an easy day today. And Franco back into P7. Maria Chock Dyer, thanks for the follows. You viewed. Just meant that there'll be a few people. Oh, I'll get you. You'd be right back. No worries, buddy. See you in a bit. Yellow flag. We do not want a safety car here. I think it's Hadjar. No, maybe not. It's Mick Schumacher, maybe. No, he's just getting overtaken. It's Maloney. Zane Maloney right at the back. Our old driver, Zane Maloney. In a Haas that's not scoring any points. And, ooh, Zane. That would have been a massive accident. That would have been a safety car or a red flag. Right, Antonelli, this is perfect scenario here. We've got 5% extra tyre life. We're sitting in the DRS of Oscar Piastri. And we're building up some battery here. I'm not going to use any battery out of there. This is the ideal situation for us.
Keep doing your best.
We just need to be patient, stay in that DRS. And we can attack at the end and try and win this race.
Try to recover your previous rhythm that was looking fine. Mode charge.
Copy.
So So we're harvesting. Are we going to go for the move, though, whilst we harvest? Piastri covers us off, but we're still a chance. And now Kimi Antonelli does move into the lead of this race. I'm still going to start on harvest, though, because I want to get a full battery before we decide to push. So we'll carry on with that. Max Verstappen is back past Colapinto. I don't know where that happened in terms of who's going to get the DRS. If we get the DRS, we should be coming straight back past him. We do get the DRS. Max is going to cover off the racing line. We're going to have to go on the inside. Max Verstappen is sick of the sight of Colapinto's car. He's going to get a good traction around the outside, but again, he's pushed on the inside. And Franco Colapinto, again, remains in P7. And they're still 3.4 of K-Mag. They're not really catching K-Mag, are they? That quickly. Right, Oscar Piastri. We kind of want him past us so we can get that DRS again. But if you are jumping in the stream, you haven't already, do smash that like button. Here comes Piastri on the inside then. Ideally, try and get him past before this second DRS zone. Can he get past here into T1? That would be the ideal. Go on. No, he's not going to go for it. So, he will get past us, I'd imagine, because he's going to be right on our gearbox. Yeah, but this is fine. We're not bothered about him getting past us really here.
Okay.
Because we're saving for the last 2 laps to have a mega push. Get past him and break the DRS. Verstappen's got an issue. I don't know if that's just developed or we missed that earlier on. But here comes Oscar Piastri, the man from down under, who had an absolute nightmare in Baku. Can't quite claim the lead of this race. Colapinto back on board with him. Yeah, as I say, spam that like button. If you don't already, make sure to follow or subscribe. Verstappen. Oh, and Franco going aggressive to the inside. He's left a car whip, then more than a car whip, and Max Verstappen's going to fill it. But can Franco find that traction around the outside? He can't this time. But we'll try and stay with Max. Max down to 55%, you know. He's using a lot of tyre life. Yellow flag. We do not want a safety car. And that's Esteban Ocon in his Haas and the other Haas running wide now. F-Banks for the follow. Much appreciated. Right, so I just need Franco to stay with Max, which he is doing. Right, I need Oscar to get past here or on the first DRS zone, but he's not really going for it, is he, Oscar? Come on, Oscar, get good traction.
Yeah, copy.
No, he's not going to find the move, is he? Right, if he's not past us into this next turn, then I think we'll push with Antonelli. Piastri, we've got, yeah, 9% more tyre life. We've got a full battery once we get up to this turn, and it'll be the time to push. So if Oscar gets past us, we won't push. If he does, we're going to push. Here comes Piastri then. Colapinto's got DRS on Max again. Is Piastri going to go for the move? I don't think he is. We'll see if he makes a late lunge. He's not going for a late lunge. Antonelli is going to push now. This is the moment to try and win the race then. Try and get a second of a gap before the next DRS zone. Let's see if we can do it. Can be hard round Spa. Colapinto. Of course he's back past Verstappen.
Now we're watching the action closely here. It's there for the taking.
But Verstappen again will have DRS up to this next turn. And he's all over Colapinto. But they're still 3 seconds off K-Mag. They probably won't even get to K-Mag here, will they? Colapinto, can he stay in it? No, he can't. Right. Yeah, Verstappen down to 51%. Colapinto probably pushed to the end here now. Right, Antonelli is pushing, but you do get a lot of slipstreams. Good stuff, UV. Good to have you back, buddy. Yeah, as I say, you can slipstream pretty well down here, so it might take a couple of laps to try and break this. For Oscar. Yeah, see, this is why it's easier if he gets past us. So if he gets past us, we get the DRS, which gives you a bit of a better opportunity to keep that lead. But Oscar's not being aggressive enough, is he? Needs to go inside. This time he is going inside. That's the moment for Oscar. That's what we want. Because now we can use this pace.
Overtake.
Although he's got really good traction there. We want to be a little bit closer than this.
Just a lot of confidence.
Yeah, we're not as close as we wanted to be, unfortunately.
Gasly behind.
I think Oscar might have really started using his battery, though.
And they're remaining to protect.
Well, that's
the front.
fine. We won't go for the move yet. We'll keep it for another lap. Sure, we'll keep on standard, I think, through here. Oh, what's we've got 10% tyre life advantage.
If you can push a bit more.
Colapinto is attacking now. We've got a yellow flag. So probably actually a safety car now. Doesn't really matter because it will just finish the race, although we don't want it whilst Antonelli is in P2. Max, is he going to have a lunge? No, he's not. Perez has had a lock-up in his Mercedes.
Perez. Nothing wrong so far.
Going to do well to avoid the Ferrari
And the car
here.
just lost.
Oh.
By that point, it was
I think the
just too
Ferrari
late.
just saw him coming. Fran, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Right, Colapinto, we're going to push on the battery. He's pushing on the fuel and tyres. Antonelli, we just want to stay with Piastri.
Tires update.
It's going to be 3 laps to go once we cross the line.
Try to slow down a bit.
I don't want the move on the first DRS zone, though.
Try mode attack.
Yeah, we don't want the move here.
So focus on your pace and it will get them.
Yeah, we want the move. This is where we want it. This is the best opportunity we've had. Not to get the move done, but to break the DRS. So if we can get this done early on the straight, start pulling the gap.
Do your best.
This is the moment. Here we go. It's not going to find a gap. There are you, Kimi. DRS is open now. You're going to have to switch to the inside. He does switch to the inside. And there we go. The move is done, but we've got to continue to push and break this gap now. It is hard to do on the game, and some tracks this can be difficult.
Good job.
Antonelli back into P1, leads the race. Can he break the DRS? Colapinto is past Kevin Magnussen. Where has that come from? I do not know. But there we go. He's got DRS as well. And K-Mag.
Let's have a look at that.
Well, we're about 3 seconds behind, but we've obviously been pushing hard, and here we go. Franco got really good pace.
To be taken.
Oh, that is a lovely move from Franco Colapinto. And yeah, he's got good tyre life, hasn't he? And I think K-Mag's problem getting worse. So Verstappen might get to 7th now. But I think we might do enough. Just try and keep him behind for another couple of corners, because it might keep Max out of our DRS for the rest of this race. And K-Mag is doing just that. He's doing just enough here. Max on the inside. Is he going to get K-Mag? No, K-Mag holds him off. That's good for us. That is very good news. And in other good news, Kimi Antonelli has broken the DRS for now to Oscar Piastri. He's about to cross the line for 2 laps remaining. And this could be one of the biggest wins for Kimi Antonelli. The gap is 1.4. Piastri will still get a bit of a tow, but there's no DRS for him.
2 laps to go.
There he is. This surely is going to be the moment now for Kimi. And Max is still tucked up behind K-Mag, so Colapinto has a 2.4 second gap. Here comes Max Verstappen. And he's through. But you'd think the gap is going to be too much now.
Don't forget the lift off.
We'll keep monitoring. Max is closing that gap though, isn't he? He's so quick in that Red Bull. 1.7. Stroll's got a mechanical fault. Antonelli starting the final lap of the race. He has got a 4-second lead. It's going to look easy in the end for Kimi Antonelli here today. Colapinto has got Max Verstappen on him. And Max is going to get DRS at one of the most vital parts on the track here. Ah, this is nasty. This is nasty for Max. From Max, I should say. Max could nick P6 off us here. What can Franco do? These two have been battling all day. That DRS is going to open, though, for Verstappen. He goes aggressive. Colapinto goes aggressive. Now Max has to go to the outside. We will keep the inside. Who's going to get the better traction? Max is. Max is into P6. Can we do anything about this? Come on, Franco. Try and send one on him. Even if you accidentally take him out of the race. This is good traction. Can he send it? No, the gap is not there. Max covers it. And we've lost quite a bit of time there. That might be it. I think Max is going to do just enough. But Kimi Antonelli has done more than enough here. He caught Piastri, passed Piastri. And this is going to be a massive win in the Drivers' Championship as Kimi Antonelli wins in Spa. It's going to be Oscar Piastri P2. And it looks like Colapinto is just going to fall short. But Max Verstappen is only going to manage P6, the championship leader here. And he's only going to get 6 points. So this is a massive result for Kimi, but also a massive result in the Constructors because Red Bull only scoring 6 points. Lawson with an issue is going to score none. So this is massive. We'll look at those standings very shortly. Tsunoda 5th for Audi, 6th for Verstappen in the Red Bull, and Colapinto right behind him will finish P7. Akar and Yali, thanks for the follow. Nerio, thanks for the follow. Florencia, thanks for the follows. Much appreciated.
You have to say, Kevin Magnussen really didn't put a foot wrong today.
Good points again for K-Mag and the RB. I think the RB have scored for 4 races in a row now. But here we go. Kimi Antonelli then up 1 place from P2 to win it. A big win for him, and we'll see why shortly in the Drivers' Championship. Oscar Piastri, great result for him. As we've been saying about these McLarens, they are the reigning constructors. They qualify terribly, but they always do well in the race. Oscar Piastri up 4 to finish P2. Lando Norris up 10 to finish P4. Gasly P3 for Aston Martin. They've scored 2 points all season, Aston. They take 15 in one race here today. Yuki for Audi in P5. Max Verstappen started 7th, can only manage P6. I thought he'd at least get a podium. But Franco Colapinto done a big job on him, keeping behind for as long as possible. Franco dropped to 6 places. He got done a little bit nasty on the first lap where we had to let Kimi go. He lost some positions there. And then in the pit lane where everyone came in for the Inters, he lost some time. So Franco had done the team job today. He can't win the Drivers' Championship. He can help Kimi fight for it. And he done enough to get a lot more Constructors points than Red Bull today. K-Mag, as again, scores for RB. Did drop 4 places, though. Leclerc slips into P9 for Ferrari. And Audi make it a double points finish with Lance Stroll in P10. Drivers' Championship then. I'm interested in seeing this. Max Verstappen, just 8 points. 25 for Kimi Antonelli. So the gap is down to 16 points. 16 points is the lead for Max Verstappen with 6 races to go. So that is very doable. It's going to be very interesting if we can make Kimi Antonelli Drivers' World Champion this year. Max Verstappen looking for his 5th title. We've had 13 races. I believe they've all been Maserati and Red Bull wins. 7 wins there. 10... 11 and 2 there. Yeah, so the only 2 cars to win this season across 13 races has been a Red Bull or Maserati. Franco is in P3. Russell no points today, P4. Liam Lawson no points today, P5. So Lando gains on both of them, as does Oscar Piastri. Big points from McLaren today. That's going to help them in the Constructors that we'll look at shortly. Charles Leclerc is up to P8 in the Drivers' Championship with another 2 points. Behrman drops to 9th. Bortoletto 10th. And some movements down here. Yuki Tsunoda up to 11th, 10 points today. Teo drops to 12th. Gasly, as I say, 2 points all season for Aston Martin, which did come from Gasly. He gets another 15 to move up to P13. Perez down to 14th. K-Mag remains in 15th. Stroll drops 2, although he does score a point today, down to 16th. And Albon and Mick Schumacher drop to 17th and 18th. And still Hadjar, Sainz, Ocon and Maloney yet to score. Constructors, look at this. 32 points for Maserati over the 8 for Red Bull. The Red Bull have a horrible weekend here in Spa, and we have an advantage of 31 points now going into the last 6 races. So Constructors looking very good indeed. It's also been a big weekend for McLaren, 30 points, and they've now got, what's that, a 63-point lead on Ferrari. So McLaren looks like P3 is going to be theirs. Ferrari remain in 4th, Williams on 49, Mercedes on 40, Audi this year get 11, so they're in this fight now with Williams, and RB continue to score regularly. So RB could continue to gain. They could make it a 3, 4, or even 5-way fight if Alpine get involved for 5th this year. Aston Martin, that helps them. They get 15 points, so they're now on 17 as well. Haas still on 0 and way off the pace of anyone else. Pit stops, we again get the fastest pit stop of the day with a lovely 1.8 and the 5th stop with a 2-second stop. And as I say, I think we've pretty much already won this championship on 472 points with McLaren back on 176. Charlie, where did you come? We came P1 with Kimi Antonelli. Let me just manufacture this because I'll forget about that before next time we play. It's in 4 days, so hold on. I want to do... yeah, we finished P1 with Kimi Antonelli, P6 with Franco Colapinto, as Benizzi has gone up as well. So, yeah, that brings this to a close. So that brings this one to a close, and what a race it was in the end. Kimi Antonelli looked good all the way, but Piastri caused him some issues, but we managed to get past him. A great victory for Kimi, well deserved. And then Franco Colapinto, as I say, his race a little bit more messy, but we kind of, in the later stages, we were just going to cause Verstappen issues, and that's really going to be Franco's job now in this series. As we know, Franco has decided to leave the team. He's going to drive for Mercedes next year, so we're not really backing him to win the Drivers' Championship. He's too far back anyway, to be honest with you, so... You know, he's 90-odd points back, so he can't win this Drivers' Championship. So his job now, Franco, is to cause Max Verstappen issues and help Kimi Antonelli win this Drivers' Championship. He did that well today, and he's got to continue to do that as we head to Max's race, home race, in Holland next. That will be in the Netherlands in 4 days' time, so we're not going to have much upgrades on the car, although we have just had that rear wing finish. So hopefully we'll continue to challenge Red Bull, but it is very close in this Drivers' Championship. Red Bull won't have a bad weekend like that too many times, so this is going to go to the wire, I think, in both championships, which we will like to see. But we're going to be back very soon then in the next one as we head to Zandvoort in this Maserati F1 Manager Series. Andretti Cadillac next series, Califat. Yeah, I don't know yet, you. I think if I don't win the championships this year in 2027 with Maserati, we'll have to do another year, I think. But yeah, we'll see on that. Brizzy, thanks for the follow. But yeah, that does bring this one to a close. So if you haven't already, before I go, do smash that like button. As I say, if you haven't already, do follow or subscribe on the platform you're watching. But if you've watched on YouTube, if you do subscribe there, check out the Maserati playlist. And if you've watched on TikTok or Twitch, head to my profile in the bio, click the YouTube link if you can head over to there and subscribe because you've liked what you've seen today. Hopefully you can see all of the episodes in this series. So not just the live streams, you can see all of the episodes, everything we do in this series. As I say, I think there's about 50 episodes in this Maserati series now. So head over to there, check out the episode, subscribe, and send some love over there. But other than that, I wish you all a great weekend, and we'll be back as we continue this series